Hey everyone, welcome to my channel ASP.NET Core, and today I'm going to show you how to start a Payslip project in ASP.NET Core. So here we have a list of department. So how to create first of all Payslip for the employee. So this is the demonstrations. So here we have a department and the employee. So select the department, and that depend on the department we have to select the employee. And if you want to generate the payslip on the basis of the year and the month, so select the year first of all and the month also, and click on the submit button. When you click on the submit button, you have to add your and you have to generate the payslip on the basis of the allowance. So allowances are selected by using the drop down list and the list of the categories. I like HRA, TA, DA, like that allowances, and the deduction is income tax deduction, monthly tax deductions. So just cut into the net salary in the basic salary. So suppose you have the basic salary is $2,000 and the total allowances is calculated under the $500, and your total deduction is $100. So just you can say that your not net salary is just come from just calculate the basic salary plus total allowance, that is the 500. So the total is 2500, and the amount is deducted, that is total deduction, that is $100. So the remaining is the net salary, that is 2400. So payment method is the cash in the bank. Basically the short-term companies give to the cash, and the large company gave to the bank transfer. So just click on the bank transfer and status is the paid. And just after you have to say that generate the create payslip. After you have to generate the payslip, that is ID, name, summary, year, month, status, and direction will be there, and you have to generate the payslip on the basis of the tab on the table. So just create a new scenario and just create a new project in ASP.NET Core with the generic repository. So just start it now. So you have to create a new project in ASP.NET Core. So select that is web model view controller and just select next. And here you can say that the payslip. So payslip.web, that is the project name, and the solution name is Payslip. Okay, so click to next and select the framework, that is .NET 6.0 minimum API, and authentication type is none by default. And here we have enabled Docker, there is no need, so just click on the create button. Okay, so here we have that is the default generated template in ASP.NET Core. So here we go. Okay, so here we have you can say that payslip.web, and that is the default web generation. So if you want to add add area like department area, like employee area, like any other area, if you want to add create, and if you want to create repository pattern on this payslip and payweb, so you have to create also. So just you just go for, first of all, add a connection string in app settings.json file. So just open app settings.json file and create a connection string. So here we have the connection string, and the connection string name is default connection. That is the connection name, and here we have the server is local DB, and the name is MSSQL local DB, and the database name, database is equals to Payslip. Okay, so trusted connection, trusted connection is equals to true, and multiple active result sets equals to true. So here we have the multiple active result set is also true. So their connection string is prepared very well. Now after that you have to set some you can say that nugat packages. So just go for manage nugat package, And here we have entity framework core. There's the default package, that is the Microsoft entity framework core.sql server. So just install it. And the Microsoft dot tools package is also installed. So select I accept that thing. Okay, so here we have the tools package. So just install it. And the next one is the identity, Microsoft dot identity, that is the identity package. So you can use identity. So here we have a identity package. So Microsoft ASP.NET Core dot identity is the package name. So here we have a Microsoft dot ASP.NET Core dot identity dot entity framework core. And the code generation also you have to install. So here we have some basic thing you can do you in your project. And the next one is code generation. So Microsoft.visualstudio.web.codegeneration.core, that is the package you have to must to install in your project for the scaffolding projects. And after that you have to create a data context class, and after the registrations is also well. So here we go, and just add a new project, that is the data context. So here we have a new folder, the name is data folder, and under the data folder you can say that here we have application DbContext, new item, and here we go for application DbContext. So the class name is application DbContext. So the class name is application DbContext and inherited with the identity DbContext. So here we have a identity DbContext. Okay, and just you can use ctor, and here we have to add DbContext options. Just resolve the problem. DbContext options, there is the name. Okay, so in which you can add the application DbContext, and here you can say that is the context, and or you can say that options, that call the base class. Okay, now the application DbContext is very well prepared. Now after that you have to add, and the next thing is the models, and here you can say that add a new class, that is application user class. So here we have, that is the application user class. Okay, so that application user class is inherited with the identity user. Okay, so here we have identity user class, and the type, if you want to add the types, then there is easy things. So application user class, and in which you can add the default property string type of name. Okay, that is the employee name. Okay, so here we have a application user, and the next model is to add identity into the project. So just add a new page, because every employee, if you want to add in the employee, so just add a identity. So here we go for the identity, add a new scaffold items, and the next one is to add identity. So just common identity and select it. So installing nugat packages update dependency informations by using the scaffolding in identity. And after that you have to create interfaces, as well as view models, as well as and many more things, and like extension messages, extensions, and lots of things you have to add in the project. So here we have a payslip.wap project. Okay, so scaffolding is there, retrieving information from scaffolder. Okay, so here we go, and override all these files, select application DbContext, and just click on add button. So now you can see that your identity page is scaffolded very well. Now the next part is to create a department model. So just have to add a new department. So add a new class, that is department. So in which you can say that add just property add integer ID, the department ID, and just you have to add a string type of, and that is the name of the department. Okay, so a department have multiple employees, so just you can say that application user is also an employee. So a department have multiple employees, so just you can say that prop application user I collection of application user oops. Okay, so a lots of employees, so here you can say that employees, so there is a no problem I think. And in the application user class you can set the department ID. So just prop application user have inside the application a employee have, so employee have in the department ID you have to set it. Okay, so I consider that only one department have working in this scenario. So here you can say that integer department ID, and here you go for prop department. Okay, so there is the scenario for department and employee. Now after that you have to create a DB initializer class in your data section. So just add a new DB initializer class. Okay, just click to cancel and select a create a new folder, new directory, and the name is interfaces. Okay, so and the next one is implementations. So add a new folder, implementation. So here we have interfaces, and there is the implementation. So just create a new interface for the department. So here we have a new item, I department repository, or you can say that I department repository. So here we have a I department repository, public interface I depart repository. There is I department repository. So just resolve your problem. I department repository. Okay, so the problem is resolved, I department repository. Okay, it's not resolved actually. So just click to delete and just add to new interface. I department repository, and the new interface name is I employee repository. I employee repository. So here we have a department repository, I employee repository, and interface name, the next one is the DB initializer, I DB initializer. So new item. So the next one is IDB initializer, and in which you can add void initialize method. Okay, so here we have so just create a new implementation, that is create a new class, that is employee repository. So here we have employee repository, and inherit with the employee employee repository. Okay, so there is employee repository. The next one is the new class, that is department repository. And inherited with the department repository. And the next one is DbInitializer class. And inherited with DbInitializer. And implement that method, that is initialize. And the next part is to create a role in the web for the websites. So just you have to say that in new folder, that is website role. Website roles. So here we have a website roles. So just add a new class, roles. You can say that Paysliproles. So inside you can say that a static class Paysliproles, and in which you can set public constant string admin equals to admin, that is the role. And the next one is public const string, that is accountant. Okay, their name is accountant. Public const string, that is employee. Okay, so here we have three roles in the website. So save this, and here we go. So now you have to add these things in your DbInitializer class. So here we have a DbInitializer class and user manager with identity user, and role manager with identity role, application DbContext. So here we have. So here you can say that here we have a error in the application user in the context file. So just open your data folder, and you can see that here we have a application DbContext, and in which you can add prop, that is the db set, and in which you can add application user class. Okay, so here we have application user class. Okay, and there is the application users. So inside the DbInitializer class, you can say that application users is there. So just copy that and paste it here. So now they save this string, and you can see that your application user will result in your DB initializer class. So here we go. So the default role is actually added in the admin, accountant, and the employee. So just save this thing. Now after that, you have to add the following things in your. Also, you have to add public DB set, and in which you can add department, and there is the departments. Okay, so here we have, and the next one is to have add that is the employee. So just control D, and in which you have to add employee, and here we have say that the employees. So oops, there is a no application, there is the application user is also the employee. So just resolve the problems. Okay, so here we have application user and the departments. Okay, so save these things, and the next step is to add the program.cs file. To add the connection string, that is the builder.service.add DbContext application DbContext option, and the option.use SQL server, that is the connection string. And here we have the connection string like that. There is the connection string, but you can see that that is the connection string is actually used the connection string name, that is application DB connections. So just you can use application DB connections. So here we have the app settings.json file, and here you can see that the connection name, the connection string is the different, that is the default connection string. So just you can use the copy and the program.cs file, and here we go, that is the default connections. Okay, so the connection string is there, and in the areas folder you can see that identity is there, and in the identity here we have some pages like that: validation script, view imports, view starts, and error.cshtml file. So in the add default identity you have to add identity. So add identity with the identity user with the identity role. Okay, so here we have the identity user and the identity role, and also you have to set the map razor pages. So here we have app.map razor pages, and in the map razor pages you have to add the services like that: builder.services, builder.services.add razor pages, and inside the razor pages you have to see there is like that. So authentication and authorization is both is there, similar like that. Okay, so save this connection string and wait for the next video for the payslip. Thank you very much for